Most financial advisors think hackers only go after big firms. The sad reality is that is simply not true. Small advisory firms actually get targeted every single day because they usually have weaker security. Think about it. They don't have the big budgets that the bigger firms have, where they can spend an endless amount of money on making sure the systems are as locked down as possible. But in today's video, I want to show you 3 simple ways that financial advisors and financial firms can immediately implement and start to stay more secure and hopefully avoid getting hacked down the road. They're simple, they're easy, and they'll stop a number of attacks, especially the ones you don't actually know what's happening. My name is Harrison Barron from Secure Wealth IT. We help financial firms just like yourself make sure that their systems are running smoothly and compliant. If you'd like to learn more about us, head over to securewealthit.com or use the link down in the video description. So I want to give a little bit of context here. Financial advisors are prime targets because you handle the best data that hackers want to get into. Client financial data, personal information, and money transfers. If someone gets into your system, the damage can be massive. But the good news is most breaches happen because of a few common mistakes. And this video is designed specifically to help you avoid those mistakes so you don't have to write the dreaded email, "We got hacked," and your information is leaked out online. So let's talk about the first thing. Now, if you watched my last video about multi-factor authentication, I apologize for how many times I had said it, but it is the easiest thing that you can do. The first thing every financial firm should be doing is enabling multi-factor authentication. Fun fact, if you have cybersecurity insurance, more than likely it is required in order to put in a claim, and it immediately becomes void if you don't have it. So that includes on your email, your CRM that you're using, your custodian portals, Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace, and remote access tools that you are using. All of these should absolutely, positively have multi-factor authentication turned on, as well as a great password. Passwords that are usually 12 to 15 characters at least long, with a variety of letters, capital letters, symbols, and numbers to make sure it is secure as possible. But if somebody steals your password, they can't log in just like you would. The problem is multi-factor authentication puts an immediate block there. Multi-factor authentication adds that second step of verifying, like a code or text message sent to your phone, an authenticator app that you can usually verify with. It's usually 2 sets of 3 digits, so 6 digits in total, that are consistently refreshing every minute or so. This makes it super hard. Or maybe sometimes it's a pop-up notification saying, "Yes, this is me trying to sign in." These are things that immediately put a barrier, even if the hackers do get in, whether that's information leaked online or simply brute forcing your account. And that's by trying, they know that what your email is, and they just keep trying and trying and trying varieties of combinations. And they're not sitting there typing it all out. There is bots that are consistently just doing this all day long, hopefully getting access. But multi-factor authentication is that second step saying, hey, is this actually you? And if so, here's what you need in order to access that system. It immediately puts a stop to it. One simple setting could make a massive, massive difference and stop the number of attacks, or at least prevent them from getting any further. Fun fact, if you do get that, you should reset your password as soon as possible. And trust me, even for some of my old video game accounts, it happens. It's just going in, logging in, verifying that it's you, and changing that password, because they will get a notification saying, hey, we have sent that authentication code out there, and now they know what the actual password is. And you should reset all of your passwords, not just that one, especially if they're very similar. So the second thing is, train your team to spot a phishing email. And it's not the phishing of somebody sitting on the beach, casting the rod, and hopefully getting a striped bass. It is truly the worst thing in the world. It's the second big risk. It's a phishing email. It's an email that looks almost real, or sometimes it does look real, but they're trying to trick someone into clicking the link and entering their password. It only takes one employee to click the wrong email. As somebody that is in the cybersecurity space, I have seen it happen, and unfortunately, I've had to respond to it. It wasn't my customer, but they had called us up and said, hey, this had happened, and they wanted us to bail them out of the hot water. Now, If they had worked with us, we would have been able to just turn on these things and also prevent that email from even getting in. But unfortunately, that person thought it was a package delivered to their house from FedEx. They weren't sure. They were like, I don't think I'm getting a package. Clicked to sign in, put their information in, and it immediately hacked the entire system within a few minutes. I got a phone call at 3 o'clock on a Friday, and it was a master's disaster. 40 employees not able to work on any of the system. It was not a good thing. It only takes one employee to click on the wrong email. So, what are some things that you can do to prevent this from ever happening? Be suspicious of all emails. I know it sounds crazy. If you've already exchanged emails with that person, you could let your guard down a little bit more. But it doesn't mean somebody isn't trying to pretend to be somebody else. If you haven't heard of social engineering, that video will be coming in the future. Right? But you want to be suspicious, especially emails that have a little bit more urgency. Package being delivered, something happened, right? Maybe it's your insurance that needs to be looked at. Be careful. The second part of this is never click unexpected links. If you're worried about it, hover your mouse over it, and that's it. It'll usually show. If it does not show you the exact website that you're like, I'm comfortable going there, that should be a clear red flag. And also, if you see that or you're not expecting that email, just don't click it. If it's that important, trust me, they will send it again or call you. The third thing you could do is verify financial requests by phone. This is something we see a lot of financial firms doing a pretty good job with, but every once in a while, one of them slips through. It's okay to make a phone call. Maybe make it your company policy. If it's a financial request, it has to be addressed on the phone. It cannot be done over an email. If you're very, very comfortable with that person and you are 100% sure without a shadow of a doubt, then maybe. But that's it. You have to make sure. And last but not least, hover over the person's email address and take a real look at it. Social engineering is just changing one letter. And sometimes it's usually an I to an L or an L to an I. They are the simplest ways for people to get through. It is incredible how sophisticated hackers are getting. Regular security awareness training helps a tremendous amount. And while nobody actually wants to do it, trust me, I get it. It is worth its weight in gold, especially with how many hacks it actually prevents. Now, thing 3 that you could do. Keep your systems updated and protected. I know that sounds simple. You might even have an IT person that should be doing this. Don't worry. Call them up and ask them. But keeping your system updated is the most important thing, and hopefully monitored with some of the tools that we get to use in our world. But outdated computers and software are the easiest targets. Think about it. Those hackers have that. They've been playing with it, using it, messing around with it. It's inevitable that they're going to get in. But by making sure that your computers, it doesn't matter if you're on Apple or Windows, I like both of them, by the way, make sure they are updated because the hackers will have less time and they're constantly, these are billion-dollar companies, heck, trillion-dollar companies trying to make sure that their systems are secure because they don't want the hacks to deal with it, right? You should not be using an outdated computer by any stretch of the imagination. Every firm should have an automated security updates being pushed to their computers, automated, and I have my laptop right here, automated operating system updates pushed, hopefully some level of antivirus as well. But the core of it is making sure that updates are happening across the board. Antivirus and endpoint protection are just the beginning of it. But you want to also think about what's unusual. Is anything happening that shouldn't be happening? And test your backups. If you're a firm that's saving data local to your computer or maybe to a server in your office, make sure that you are testing your backups because a lot of attacks that succeed simply because things were never patched. Please, 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 please make sure that your backups are working and your data is actually secure. But you should be making sure at least once a week you go in there and hit the Windows key or the Apple key and type in updates and hit update all. It is the bare minimum you can do and the results are amazing. You can at least know that you're doing the right thing and taking the right steps in preventing the next attack. So a little recap for this video. If you've enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a like button, a subscribe button, and a notification bell. But use multi-factor authentication. I know it's annoying. Nobody likes to have to put in the information again and again and again, but it is the most important, and you are a prime target for hackers. 2, train your team to recognize phishing emails and phishing attempts. It's not a fun thing. You should sit through it. We sit through it regularly. You guys should sit through it because those companies are consistently trying to find how hackers are trying to get in and social engineer or push phishing emails that you can be aware of. It's never exciting training, but it's some of the best training you can do to prevent the "we got hacked" email, your data's online. And 3, keep your systems updated as often as possible and hopefully monitored with a managed service provider, which is what we are, right? If you have one, great. Hopefully they're doing this. And if they are, ask them for a report. If they're not, you should probably consider switching to somebody else who is going to give you feedback on yes, your systems are being updated and monitored at least on a quarterly basis. Those 3 steps will make a massive difference and eliminate a huge amount of risk in your financial firm. If you have questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down in the video description or send us an email or send us a message at securewealthit.com. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next video.